Some breaking news coming in after Pakistani flags. Now ISIS flags are being waved by protesters in Jamia Masjid area of Srinagar. Protesters also pelted stones at the police. Just after the Friday press, some supporters of the Hurriyat Conference chairman Mirwais Umar Farooq assembled in Nauhata Chowk in Srinagar and threw stones at the police and paramilitary forces. Well, that's the latest coming out of Srinagar as we speak. There are flags now, the ISIS, that are being waved in the valley. This comes after Pakistani flags, and in some parts even flags of the Taliban were recently spotted. Now it's worrying to see ISIS flags also being waved in Srinagar. Deputy Editor Shiv Arun now joins you in the phone line. Shiv, first it was the Pakistani flags, now it's ISIS flags. Worrying situation in the valley.
Vedika, very worrying situation. This is not, and also let's point out, this is not the first time that ISIS flags have been waved in the Kashmir Valley. We've seen it happen also outside in Sopore, also in South Kashmir on two occasions in 2015 itself, when no action has actually been taken. In fact, the state administration had dismissed them as, you know, some young wayward youth who didn't really know what they were doing. It was not attributed to any kind of real threat. This time it's happened outside the Jamia Masjid area of Srinagar, where more than one ISIS flag was actually seen. It was coupled with protesters actually pelting stones on the police, Vedika. So it was not a harmless situation. It was actually a violent situation. It was just after Friday prayers when the youth had actually assembled at the Nauhata Chowk, and they actually pelted stones at the police and the paramilitary forces. And we have those pictures here on India Today of an ISIS flag also being waved. A very, very provocative gesture. And remember, this comes at a time when, we've seen a serial incidents of Pakistan flags being waved, in the Kashmir Valley and beyond, Vedika, at a time when, groups are emboldened because of the complete, chronic lack of action by state authorities to actually crack down on groups either waving ISIS flags or Pakistan flags. So it's perhaps in that sense no real surprise.
And Shiv, this is happening by Hurriyat supporters, which is even more worrying. It seems that they feel they are untouchable and they can go ahead and wave such flags.
So that whenever we put questions to the state authorities, to the ruling parties, the PDP and the BJP in Srinagar and Jammu, they've always said that such flag waving is criminal. It will not be allowed. State authorities will take action, but I can confirm to you specifically and based on facts now, Vedika, that not a single occasion, not even a single occasion has any law enforcement actually been conducted against Hurriyat supporters or others who've actually indulged in flag waving of this kind or any other seditious activity. There is a difference between waving the Pakistan flag and the ISIS flag. While one is a political message, the other is an overt support, for the world's worst known terrorist group at this point of time. And therefore, it's a much more serious issue that hopefully will be looked into at this point.
Shiv, do stay with me. I also have Ashraf Wani joining me on the phone line. Ashraf, this is worrying. It seems that it needs the highest concern of all security agencies at this point, the waving of ISIS flags in Srinagar.
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, this is the third occasion. Last year also we have seen twice ISIS flag was displayed in the same area of the downtown in Srinagar near Jamia Masjid. But today, after a long gap, same kind of flag has been waved once again by the pro-Hurriyat youths who had been assembled there after the Friday prayers. As you can see in visuals, Mirwais Farooq, who is the chairman of All Parties Hurriyat Conference, he was leading the prayers in the Jamia Masjid, and just the Friday prayers went over. We have seen not only the clashes with the police by the youth, but even after a long time, ISIS flag being displayed there. And we have seen last time the security forces coordinated that operation and arrested two youth in the connection with the earlier displaying of ISIS flag. But this time it is very it is something concerning, because basically we have seen there is a kind of a war going on between the global jihadis and the local jihadis. We have seen some posters few days back displayed in the Sopore town mentioning the name of Tehreek-e-Taliban Jammu and Kashmir. Just 2 days back, I asked the same question to the Corps Commander of the army based here in Srinagar, and he said that they are taking this threat seriously as their could be some kind of global terror groups which could operate in the Kashmir, and they are making their bases, they are making their contacts in the valley, and they are tightly looking on that. In that context, this is being seen as a serious threat for the state, as the global terror groups' flags being displayed here in the heart of Srinagar city, that also in the downtown area of Srinagar.
Ashraf, if you can hear me, what is the situation in the valley as we speak after these violent protests have been held with the waving of ISIS flags?
Basically, we have to see some all these things in a big picture. The Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani has called for a seminar here in Srinagar on Sunday. He has called some Akali leaders, some Christian leaders for this anti-India seminar here in Srinagar. So for government is mum on that, whether they are going to allow that seminar or not. But today on the Friday, being seeing the way of the flags being waved in the rallies of separatist leaders, Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani as well as some of the leaders of his faction were kept in house arrest. But Mir Wais was allowed to lead the prayers here in the Jamia Mosque Srinagar, which is the largest mosque in the Kashmir Valley, and he was allowed to proceed for Friday prayers there. And we are seeing that just after the Friday prayers, when Mir Wais left from the Jamia Mosque, his supporters, which are always there, they came up with this ISIS flag and then pelted stones on the police, and the pitch battle is still going on when I am speaking with you. But in other parts of the valley, the situation is normal, but it is a kind of chaos. On one side, the separatists are much aggressive. They are waving Pakistani flags. They are their supporters are waving ISIS flags, and some of them have been kept in house arrest. But the big question is on Sunday, when Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani is going to organize an anti-India seminar here in Srinagar, whether that will be allowed by the government or not.
Do stay with me, Ashraf. Deputy Editor Shivarul joining me from the newsroom. Shiv, this is clearly a build-up to that Sunday conclave, anti-India conclave that Gilani is called for.
Absolutely, Vedika. In the run-up to that anti-India seminar that's going to be happening in Srinagar on Sunday, these are very, very troubling images that we've been able to capture through our Srinagar bureau. Ashraf Wani and his team have been able to capture these extremely disturbing images from Srinagar, the Nauhata Chowk outside the Jamia Mosque, and these are images that are completely in consonance with what we've been seeing happen over the last few days and weeks in the Kashmir Valley and beyond, and all of it connected directly either to Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani directly or to the Hurriyat at large. On the one hand, on the left side of your screen, Vedika, we're showing our viewers pictures of the Pakistan flag being waved in welcome for Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani. On the right hand side, just moments ago, images that our cameras were able to capture in Srinagar of Hurriyat supporters waving the ISIS flag, which takes things completely to a different level. The Pakistan flag is a political provocation. There is a law that can deal with that as well. But on the right hand side, you've got the ISIS flag being waved with impunity, which basically means two things. A, that these are groups that are willing to overtly, voice support for what is by far the world's worst terrorist organization at this point of time. And point number two, that they aren't scared at all about any potential action from the state administration, because for the last 6 to 8 months, when we've actually seen the number of incidents of provocative flag waving in the valley and beyond actually peaking with as many as 18 separate incidents in just the last 3 to 4 weeks, Vedika, the fact that they're using ISIS flags now means that they don't care at all. They don't believe that any of those harsh words from the government on TV cameras, in the media will ever be followed through. The PDP-BJP government has been under pressure. We've asked them tough questions about why such things are being allowed to happen and why a strong message is not being actually sent out. But that hasn't happened even once. And in this particular case, Vedika, as Ashraf correctly pointed out, it isn't just about political flag waving at a rally. This is a direct provocation to the state administration and to the law enforcement authorities, because here you see it's not a rally that's happening, it's just a collection of people after Friday prayers. They're just holding up that flag as a provocation, for the cameras, for the police, for the paramilitary forces there, and it is being coupled, with stone pelting. So this is an act of war. This is a declaration of violence that's specifically happening, practically cocking a snook at the government that hasn't been able to do anything so far, Vedika.
And Shiv, all eyes really will be on whether the state government goes ahead and stops that conclave on Sunday. Well, this is reason enough in a way, the provocation that's taking place. All right, I'm going to come back to Shiv Arur, but Ashraf Wani is also with us. Ashraf, what are your sources telling you? This is provocation enough for the state government to go ahead and even attempt at stopping Gilani's conclave on Sunday?
So far, there had some signals come out from the PDP-BJP coalition government. The PDP has no problem with the conclave, because basically, if we see earlier also, the Said Ali Shah Gilani has organized these kinds of seminars here in the valley, even in the heart of city in Srinagar. But now, because there is the coalition government of BJP, which is ruling in center, and the PDP is the coalition partner of same party here in the Kashmir Valley. Now it will depend on the BJP how much pressure they will put on their coalition CM Mufti Muhammad Saeed to stop this seminar here in the Srinagar. But basically, the preparations from the Gilani faction of Hurriyat are already on for that, and even some of the guests, including the Akali leaders and some Christian leaders, have also accepted their invitation, and they may be heading on Sunday to Srinagar for this seminar. But so far there is a soft corner from the PDP side towards this seminar, and they are saying that these kinds of seminars had earlier been conducted by Said Ali Shah Gilani here in Srinagar, and if the country is a democratic country, then people should be allowed to talk, to go for seminars. But the big question is, can BJP digest to the same theory on it or not?
All right, Ashraf and Shiv, thanks for joining us. There is some more breaking news that we are getting here on India Today.